The worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disruptive: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
If you're a high achiever, it means that you have the ambition to achieve at the greatest of heights of your potential. It means that you are intrinsically motivated to see others reach the highest heights of their dreams and aspirations. And from an organizational or corporate perspective, it means that you take a holistic and overall approach in demonstrating your investment in the overall health of your organizational culture and perception. According to my friends over at business.com, 57% of America's workforce today considers themselves to be high achievers. This revelation can serve as a critical starting point for any organizational leaders who are looking to harness the true and authentic potential of the people that they are in charge of leading forward. For my friend Lisa Goldenthal, she spends her days working with people who exhibit a robust sense of self-confidence and who manifest a pronounced ambition over their career progress. She was just named one of the top 15 executive coaches by CEO World Magazine. And if you're craving exponential growth rather than incremental improvement, if you sit atop an organizational structure, then Goldenthal is someone you really should get acquainted with. She's also a best-selling author and intrinsically motivated to assist organizational leaders, top CEOs, and executives to transform their leadership to achieve unmatched performance in disruptive times. If you want to take your leadership game atop your organization to the next level, then this is a conversation you can't afford to miss, because my time with Goldenthal starts right now. I'm Kevin McShan. Let's have this conversation. So Lisa, if you're ready, I'll take a moment to formally welcome you to the program. And I'm super excited to talk about your journey in leadership coaching today. Great to see you, my friend, and happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Lisa, I know that you're fiercely committed to helping top executives reach their fullest potential. So I'm wondering if we could start our conversation by you telling me what makes you so fabulous and why you love what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. I find in leadership and in life, we all have those things that hold us back. So I like to hold my clients to the highest level of unbreakable accountability, starting with clarity to accomplish the things that they say matter for the reasons that they said were important. So oftentimes, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but we have a goal and we get caught up. So high unbreakable accountability is one of my cornerstones of executive coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Lisa, I'm curious if you could tell me, in your view, what does it mean to improve the character of the people you work with, and how much does it matter to enhance their performance? What are your thoughts there?
Oh, okay. Well, I really think that people really need better emotional intelligence. So I find that it's the habits that we build and that we create that create who we are. So once you have that clarity, once you have that vision, what do you want? Why do you want it? That's step one. Then we have to work on your communication and emotional intelligence skills because all of us are struggling these days in the the volatile, uncertain world we're all living in, and sometimes our emotional intelligence can just go right out the door. So I would suggest that it's really on us to improve our communication skills for building like high performing teams and achieving the success that we all want with our teammates. Success in disruptive times requires adaptability, resilience, and a strong sense of purpose. So, by fostering open communication, psychological safety, shared goals, leaders can then mitigate team drama and build high performing teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lisa, what do you think it means to have a resilient character? What do you think that means?
Well, I admire, we spoke a little bit off camera about your resilience and grit. So we're in this volatile, disruptive world that we're all living in, starting, it's always been there, but, pandemic, lockdowns, riots, economy shifts, political shifts. So basically, you got to be able to handle the things that are coming at you without losing your personality and your sense of humor or your leadership skills.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me about the boss system, which you had original framework that you created and crafted, and it's been instrumental in helping executives achieve high impact results. So tell me about the boss system you created and what it's all about, my friend.
Well, thanks, Kevin, for that question. My approach is centered around boosting emotional intelligence, as I mentioned, optimizing your energy, because everything is energy. It's like how you do one thing is how you do anything. If you're going to lead an organization or a family, any company, you have to have energy. You have to optimize it so you don't burn out, and then you got to strengthen your mindset for success, and that includes being resilient, being able to handle all the stuff that comes at you without losing your personality and losing it on your employees or your family. Nobody wants to be around that old kind of command and control boss. So that really motivated me, having been around those kinds of people all my life, is that there's a better way to lead. And leadership starts from within. So I focus on self leadership first. By enhancing EQ, leaders can better understand and manage their own emotions, which improves communication and relationships within the organization.
And yeah, fabulous. And Lisa, I'm curious if you would agree with this sentiment that creating great leaders starts with their ability to connect with people. Would you agree with that?
I agree, especially now more so than ever, because there's all these pandemics that are existing now of mental health, quiet quitting, disengaged employees. So it really starts with the top. How you lead yourself, people are noticing, you have more influence when you become that better self leader.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lisa, something that when I was doing my research for this podcast, something that caught my eye on your Instagram was you said that executives and bosses don't get their most resilient through the accomplishments. What we can learn from failure. So I'm wondering if you could elaborate on that for me.
Well, from your values, it's your personal leadership vision that people are going to buy into you. Everyone wants to be engaged. They want ownership in the company. They're going to involve, when you have empathy through EQ training and creating your personal leadership vision and fostering a strong sense of purpose, this is cultivating a strong character. And these are the leaders that inspire trust. If you look at your Richard Branson's and the people, like if you go out for a walk and no one's following you, then are you really having any influence? But if people are following you, then you're the kind of leader that can build these high performing teams where they're engaged, they're not looking around for their next opportunity. So it really starts at the top with a vision and leading with values and conveying those values so everybody can buy in.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Liz, I wanted to talk to you about the idea of empowerment and how it's interconnected to both emotional intelligence and stress management. How do you think those things are interconnected?
Well, the boss system is designed to empower executives to become true owners of their leadership journey. So empowerment is actually a great word. So by boosting their EQ, optimizing their energy, strengthening their mindset, leaders can foster agency, ownership, leading to thriving teams and exceptional business outcomes, which is the bottom line, what we all want. It's a holistic approach that addresses the critical components of leadership success, which is how you lead yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lisa, in today's world, especially after COVID, what do you think is the key for executives to not only lead by example, but how do you define transformational leadership in disruptive times? What do you think is the key there?
Oh, that's another wonderful question. I think that describing what you want to accomplish and success in disruptive times, it demands adaptability, resilience, and a strong sense of purpose, and fostering a culture of open communication. Everybody wants to feel like they matter and they want psychological safety and shared goals. So leaders can mitigate team drama and build high performing teams. They need to address conflict head on and provide clear expectations and recognize contributions are all essential for productive work environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Lisa, you talk about a productive work environment, and as I shared with you before the outset of our conversation today, I was born with cerebral palsy, and I talk to organizations now about the importance of building an inclusive culture and really using people with disabilities and hiring them as a competitive advantage. So I'm fascinated to get your take on what it means to infuse diversity into a workforce and how much of a competitive advantage that can be for an organization. What are your thoughts there?
Well, first of all, congratulations for being so open with your journey of cerebral palsy and all the work that you're doing. I feel like because you took that bold step, other people can see what's possible for them. So diversity is a strategic imperative for organizational success. Diverse teams bring a wealth of perspectives, experiences, and creativity, leading to innovative solutions and better decision making, which when it comes down to it, making great decisions is everything. So by fostering an inclusive culture where everyone feels valued and empowered, leaders can unlock the full potential of their teams and drive sustainable growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Lisa, one of the tenets that I believe that any great leader has is allowing or empowering the people that they lead to make decisions that impact their organization. So tell me about your thoughts on how important it is to give the people that we lead a sense of empowerment, because it allows them to really think that they're a part of a bigger goal of the process, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, empowering employees is essential for building thriving teams and driving organizational performance. Because when people feel a sense of agency and ownership, they're more engaged, they're more motivated, they're innovative. So, by delegating authority, providing support, and recognizing accomplishments, leaders can cultivate a culture of empowerment where everyone contributes to the team's success.
Yeah, and to that point, every organization, no matter how well it's run will experience a change at some point during their journey. So, what do you think is the key to adapting the change within an organizational culture? What are your thoughts there?
Well, we've all been through it. Like I said before, it's no surprise, and change is the only constant. So, thriving in change requires a growth mindset, adaptability, resilience, which we discussed earlier, are all requirements. So, you can't always be thinking with a fixed mindset, like this is the way we've always done this is the way it has to be. During change, you have to be adapting, you have to be resilient, you have to try new things. And by embracing challenges as opportunities, fostering a learning culture, and supporting employee well-being, leaders can guide their teams through change successfully. Effective communication, open dialogue, and a shared vision are successful for navigating uncertainty and building resilient teams.
Yeah, and one of the fundamental tenets of something that you believe in, and one of the reasons I wanted to have a conversation with you this afternoon is because you believe that the way to be an excellent leader is not to chase perfection. So I'm wondering, my friend, if you can dive into that concept for me.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I've been there before as a recovering perfectionist. I can tell you, perfection doesn't exist. The pursuit of perfection, I can tell you firsthand, I've seen this all of the time with leaders, it hinders progress. Instead, you just got to focus on continuous improvement, learning by setbacks. Mistakes are how we learn, and celebrate successes. Small successes are wins, and embracing that growth mindset that we have discussed and adaptability. That way, leaders can cultivate a culture of innovation and experimentation where these team members feel empowered to take risks.
Yeah, and Lisa, I'm fascinated to ask you, in what aspects do you think leadership has changed over the years to be more inclusive and sort of opening a bigger tent of possibilities and suggestions, my friend? So how do you think leadership has changed for the better over the years? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I would just say we've made some great strides and there's still a long way to go. So I think modern leadership is empowering other people, not trying to feel like if I don't do it right, it's not going to get done. So delegation is obviously going to be important. People feel empowered and trusted, and they're gaining this ownership in the country. So modern leadership, I'd say everybody wants empathy as the new buzzword. So some people are embracing this concept, and other people feel unsafe as leaders because of all the disruption, and they're going back to the old ways of command and control and being a bossy boss. So I feel like there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. And Elisa, I'm curious to get your thoughts on the whole idea and concept of compromise in leadership. We live in, divisive times where, in some sense, I feel as if we're getting away from having authentic conversations because of the ways that we sort of view the world. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on how we get back to a world where we view compromise as an asset rather than sort of a surrender. What are your thoughts there?
Well, it's always hard for leaders to not get their way because you have this vision and you've enrolled everyone in the company into this is our big vision. And delegation, I would say, is your first step. Even though you might know that you could do a better job, you gotta, good leaders raise other good leaders underneath them. So you gotta start taking the patience, having the patience, taking the time to train other people so that they can think outside of the box and bring that diverse perspective that we know is so important. So don't try to do it all yourself. Don't embrace perfection. Know that you can bring up other leaders to 10x your profits when you're not trying to do it yourself.
And to that point, just one follow up on that. Do you think it's important for leaders to embrace thinking outside of the box?
Oh, yeah. It's just, if you look at Apple, for example, and how they came up with that whole catchphrase, think different, it's because they thought different that they were so successful. And same with Google and all of the creativity you see in their workplace and Microsoft. It all involves seeing a vision for something that already doesn't exist, like AI, for example. If you're not thinking outside the box, you're going to be like, this is a threat. But if you're thinking outside the box, you're like, wow, this can shorten the amount of time it takes me to do a task from 2 days to 2 minutes. Embrace change, keep an open mindset, and realize you don't have all the answers. So you need to surround yourself with other great team members.
Yeah, and Lisa, I've got two questions left for you, and I know that weight loss and fitness is important to you, and I know you've created and authored a best-selling book on the topic, my friend. So tell me about the book that you've written and about your podcast, my friend, because I know those are near and dear to your heart. So tell me about them, my friend.
Oh, thanks, Kevin, for that question. I wrote a book, it was international best-selling book in 2019 called The Boss Weight Loss. I'm currently creating the Boss Bullet Productivity Planner because I do feel like how you do one thing is how you do everything. And for me, if I don't have systems for productivity, I'm going to be like a squirrel chasing after shiny objects all day long. So the book really was just 6 steps to success for weight loss in permanent success because, it's wherever you are in the world right now, it's summer and everybody wants to lose weight. So I created systems for weight loss, and that's one of the book. And what was the other thing you wanted to ask me about?
Your podcast.
The podcast, thank you. Whole CEO with Lisa G is my podcast because CEOs are the people I work with. And starting out with my huge background in health and wellness, I realized that a lot of times when you're getting to the top is a really lonely journey. And so many times you're chasing after the goal and you're letting go of your own health in the process and you're letting go of your own relationships with your family and you're just so single-minded focused. So I try to help people be unstoppable in all areas of their life, not just business success, but health and fitness and mindset and all of the steps that give you a successful life. Because like I said earlier, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're going to lead yourself first to success, you need to listen to my podcast. They're short 15-minute episodes where experts are bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable in absolutely every area of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up something that piqued my interest, so I'll sneak one more question in before I ask my last one. As a professional speaker myself, and I know you do some speaking as well, and the importance of systems are so important as a speaker, aren't they? And tell me about what do you think makes a successful speaker as well, my friend? What are your thoughts there?
Oh, that's another wonderful question because, again, it's not about chasing perfection, but it's really about connecting with your audience. So find out first before you're going to speak to them, who are these people? What are they interested in? And keep it light. You want to come up with a really fun hook in the beginning to hook people in. And that way, they'll listen to what you say. If you're just stating facts and you're not mindful of how they're landing, you're not going to be a good speaker. But if you take the time to think about who are these people, how can I serve them, not prove how smart I am, how can I connect with them in a way that my message is something that will land with them, you have the ability to change someone's life. So don't take that lightly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a powerful tool, isn't it?
Influence is something everyone wants to be an influencer, but real influence is about being authentically who you are and finding that person that you can speak to. Like if you're speaking to a whole big crowd, just think about one person. Just how can you influence one person? How can you connect with one person? And the right people are going to hear your message. They're going to connect with you. They're going to want to take the conversation further.
Yeah, and Lisa, my final question for you today has to do with your own personal and professional legacy, my friend, and how you want your legacy to be defined.
Well, I would like to be remembered as a leader who empowered others to reach their full potential. My legacy is built on helping leaders create thriving teams and organizations that make a positive impact on the world by focusing on character development, emotional intelligence, and energy optimization. I aim to inspire a new generation of leaders who prioritize people, purpose, and performance.
Absolutely, my friend. And tell me, if people want to get connected with you, what's the best way they can do that?
Well, I believe we probably met on LinkedIn. That's my favorite social media. So Lisa Goldenthal, connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a message. What did you think of the podcast? And I'd love to hear from you.
Well, fabulous, my friend. As you know, I am passionate about creating the next generation of leaders and helping to move the needle of progress forward. So anytime I can have smart conversations with intelligent people such as yourself on leadership, that's a win in my book, my friend. So I want to thank you for engaging in conversation with me this afternoon and providing leaders and high achievers a space to realize their true potential. You're really doing amazing work, my friend, and I'm thankful and grateful that you've carved out a few minutes to talk to me. It's most appreciated.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.